And I need people to understand that until such time as we gatekeep our culture like everybody else gatekeeps theirs. Want to grow your business without spending a dime on ads? Head to www.thebusinessbully.com/without paid ads. Stop guessing, start dominating. Okay, let's set the record straight. Foundational Black Americans created hip hop. Full stop. But just like every cultural movement we built, it's been hijacked and exploited by corporate interlopers who don't care about our communities, most of them being some type of non-black. Hip-hop, if we're being honest, started as something to give voice to the voiceless. Now it's dominated by hot trash truck juice. For every artist who's like Doechii, there are 200 sexy red clones out here promoting really harmful negative stereotypes. Factually speaking, we need gatekeepers who care about the culture and hold these corporate overlords accountable. The truth of the matter is we don't do that. You want to know why? Because we're scared, and there's always somebody who wants to buy their mom or house who has no problem signing over their lives in a 360 deal and giving their entire rights away along with our culture. And what I'm saying is it is time for us to reject them because this is not 1992. This is not a situation where we need the corporate overlords anymore. You want to know why? The difference between a record company and a record label is the means of production, but when's the last time you've seen a CD? Yes, now granted, record companies have huge marketing budgets and they can pay the right people and grease the right palms in order to get your record to the top. But if you make hits, actual hits, nobody can deny you. YouTube is real. SoundCloud is real. You can get yourself a DistroKid situation and go on about your day. It's not that hard. This is the easiest time in history to make yourself relevant if you want to be relevant. But the truth of the matter is you want somebody else to do it for you while they take 92% of your gross earnings and then take all of the recoupables, the money they spend on you, which would include your signing bonus, any type of advance they give you, and any type of video they shoot, tour they put you on, bus they put you on, any type of situation like that, out of your 8% first. And that's not counting the 15% you got to give to your managers. I think it's time that we learn the art of the music business as opposed to the business of art. And that's the problem. We have not mastered the business part of it. Why do you think there's always a Leibowitz? Why do you think there's always a Stein? Why do you think there's always 11, aka Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, running the music industry? Why do you think Lyor Cohen has the comfort level to get on the Breakfast Club and say, well, I got to eat. Yeah, I know I'm putting out garbage, but I got to eat. I bet you he ain't letting his kids listen to it. And I think he's mispronouncing his name. I don't think it's Lyor. I think it's Liar, but that's a whole nother conversation. We also have seen that this has been prevalent, not just in hip hop, but in all forms of foundational Black American music since the beginning of the record industry. From what Big Mama Thornton got ripped off by Elvis to what Barry White warned Luther Vandross about. Everybody was saying the same thing, that people like Clive Davis and those of his ilk are a boil on the butt of foundational Black American creatives, and by extension, all of our Black brothers and sisters throughout the diaspora. At what point don't we realize that these folks will just churn you and burn you? And the only way you will earn a real living is by doing it yourself. If you honestly think that Luke was prosecuted for lewd and indecent exposure when Whitesnake was actually having sex on tour, on concerts down the road, you are sadly mistaken. Luke was one of the last individuals who had a Black-owned record company. And yes, I know Luke is not foundational, but that is not the point. The point is, whenever you have a Black record company and they can't buy you out, they will hit you with a scandal. That's why things are happening. That's why chickens are coming home to roost. And all these people that these so-called big bad moguls are buddying up to will sell them down the river, just as Sean Combs. And that's not to say that Puffy hasn't had his fair share of weird behavior. But what I am saying is until such time as we gatekeep and start surrounding ourselves with each other in a real way and closing everybody else out, we're going to get more of the same. Black people are the Statue of Liberty of human beings. Give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to cake off on the hood. Ain't you sick of it? Ain't you sick of being played? Ain't you sick of people talking about how they did it and we did it 50-50, and now you got other people talking about, well, it was Italian people and it was Jewish people. Everybody had a hand in hip hop. That's funny. And I need people to understand that until such time as we gatekeep our culture like everybody else gatekeeps theirs, we are going to look up and we're not going to have a culture. Finally, I remember when my 26-year-old daughter was 15 years old, and I told her, by the time you're my age, you're going to start seeing it be so foreign for black people to rap. It's going to look like how Lenny Kravitz and Slash look to rock and roll. It's going to be a rarity.